Are we live?
Yep.
All right, cool. So, got a bunch of questions about submissions in the academy, submission legality, how to train safely, how to attack submission safely, and how to defend submission safely. So I wanted to shoot this out to everybody and just kind of give some holistic thoughts on all that. At the beginning of the day, what kind of academy are we? So I was talking to Ian today, and he always has great thoughts and stuff like this, and it's like, oh, we're a heel hook academy. And I don't think that's true at all. I think we are a take what's there academy. And so certain people have different submissions they like, but at the end of the day, there's chokes and there's joint locks. So if Schroeder's got me in a rear naked choke, hooks in, and I don't have the ability to resist her arms anymore. So she's defeated these last lines of defense. I can still hang out for a second until I feel my blood supply constrict. So she starts choking, and then I tap when I'm ready. So there's a moment in a choke where I can chill out and let that choke be on and work through the feelings of like that final go. If we flip it, armbar from top, we're here, Schroeder's got the armbar. The second my last hand leaves and Schroeder starts going to extension, in my opinion, this is the time to tap. Once we get extended, now we're just hoping that she makes a mistake and doesn't break my arm. So reset back. So for any joint attack, I consider it completely acceptable to tap and ideal to tap right when that last line of defense breaks. So as my hand leaves, now this is when I'm tapping. And I normally don't wait to get a hand free, I just scream tap. So if we were going live, tap is when I would give up. So this applies in every situation rolling. So we're talking about legality and everything else, but it really doesn't matter. If I'm approaching Schroeder and she's in butterfly guard, the second her leg kicks through to this single leg X position, kicks through like you're going for a heel hook. Once we get here, completely cool to tap here. Once my heel leaves the ground, completely cool to tap here. If you go beyond this point where they wrap your heel, once their hands touch your heel, if you continue rolling, now you're hoping they make a mistake or you're working your late defense. If you're somebody who is dedicated to grappling with heel hooks legal, be it MMA or advanced, you need to spend time working in that late stage defense. If you are a recreational grappler, or you have no interest in grappling under rule sets that don't allow heel hooks, tap early, reset, and start grappling again. If you don't want to get heel hooked and that person's on their butt, I don't let any leg come in between my legs. I stay on the outside. And now I'm just defending off the heel hooks from there. The second they shoot an entry from bottom, you made the mistake by allowing the entry, that can be your reset point. And if you're going with somebody who's like super into going for leg locks and leg entries, you're just gonna get a lot of chances to defend that early stage, which is awesome because you're building that skill set. So regardless, you're getting good practice. And anything that goes beyond that is just getting into that stage of like ego. And a lot of times if you don't like a certain submission or don't consider it legitimate, you'll let it go too far out of not wanting to deal with that kind of situation. So when people shoot heel hooks, when you get your leg wrapped in any kind of heel hook entanglement, that's the time to tap. If we're gonna do it from a standing position, so I'm here, if you feel this, it's time to tap before their legs come into place. Before they lock down your movement, tap now. You made the mistake, you left your heel high, that's fine. The next time they enter your guard, you need to keep your feet away from their hands. So you need to sit up. So now we get a more realistic look of what guard should look like. And as the academy develops and everything else, all this like commonplace leg lock submission will go away because individuals are getting better and better at the preemptive stages of defense. And so if you can't shoot a leg lock from bottom or from top, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, what should I do? Probably pass the guard. Okay, try to get to a dominant position. But all submissions have this element of danger. So like just because historically heel hooks were not allowed and leg locks were not allowed in some academies, they're not a more dangerous or a less dangerous submission. All right? They are. How many times in my career have I seen people get messed up by playing around late in Kimuras? For me, some people will let their hand come on this side of their body and then try to defend. The second my hand leaves my body, I'm tapping. I don't play around with my shoulder mobility and everything else. And if you do, once again, you're betting that the offensive person is going to make a mistake. So defensively, my overall concept is once you allow the entrance into the submission, it's time to tap. So one more time, if we're looking at arm bar from bottom, right? The second leg, so my elbow goes to position, mistake one. They're controlling my elbow in position. Leg comes up the back, everything's still good. Second leg comes over the top, tap. If the second leg comes over, it's time to get out of dodge. And if you want to play that late stage defense, you better be playing with somebody you trust, who understands what's going on, and is not going to go to that break point. So that's all about choosing your partners. If you're going with someone, and tap, and do that over and over and over. And if you're going with someone you don't know before, when I roll with people I don't know, and they get to a position the first time we roll, I assume they're really good at that position, and then I tap super early. And I tap to white belts, blue belts, purple belts, brown belts, black belts. I don't care. I'm completely agnostic. I will tap to anybody who has a position locked in because I don't know how good they are at the finishing details, and I don't want to take time off the mats. And the second I yell tap or tap on their body or whatever, I get a chance to reset and start again. So that's kind of the defensive person's mindset, in my opinion, is every time you reset, you get a chance to work and learn how to prevent that offense from happening again. And in the academy, that's exactly what we should be doing. So, and if you want to work that later defense, that's where you have to be very careful about who you choose as a partner, and everybody understands what's going on, and you have to drill it to death in very safe conditions to the point where you're going to feel comfortable with it live. But against somebody I don't know or don't 100% trust, I don't take risks. I just tap and reset, and I go back to working on early stage defense. So now, as the person shooting offensively, because not every single person is going to watch, ingest, understand, or listen to this video, so I still have to take responsibility for my partner's safety every single time we roll. So I'm here with Schroeder. I go to an outside heel hook position. First of all, I lock down. Everything for me is about control with the legs first. I could care less about my hands getting into control for the finishing position as long as I can prevent them escaping my leg position. If I can do that consistently, then the finishes are easy. So if my hands aren't locked and Schroeder does something spazzy, she's not gonna blow her own leg out. Ideally, I can just, if I feel pressure and like reaping pressure on the knee, I can just move my own legs to remove the pressure. So I know I can be safe even when I'm going with somebody who's never done leg locks before. The second I lock, I don't ever turn. First of all, turning's incorrect technique, but second of all, it just doesn't that's when you're gonna get that situation where you're gonna blow like their ankle or something lower on the chain, which first of all means you did an incorrect heel hook, and second of all, you're just hurting somebody for no reason. So I don't turn this over at all. I just lock, incapacitate their movement, and then just look at them. And if they don't want to tap that day, great, I got my rep in. Now, I'm gonna get a chance to move on to something else, which is, let's say this person is incredibly mobile or incredibly good at defense. How do I leave this position and move somewhere positive? So now I'm gonna work on coming back up into effective passing or anything else. So for me on bottom, what is my goal? I'm looking at creating opportunities to get into submissions